passed it about and got a lot of little pieces of wood to make kindling for the fire, and then I went around gathering bigger pieces, and finally I was hunting out huge logs, easy to find all over the place. We had a fire that Morley must have seen from 5 miles away, except we were way up behind the cliff face, cut off from his view. Cast mighty blasts of heat against our cliff. The cliffs absorbed it and threw it back. We were in a hot room, except the ends of our noses were nippy from sticking them out of that area to get firewood and water. Jaffy put the bulgur in the pot and water and stirred. And it's boiling, and he stirred it around, and meanwhile busied himself with the mixings for chocolate pudding. Started boiling that in a separate, smaller pot out of my knapsack. He also brewed fresh pot of tea, and then he whipped out his double set of chopsticks, and pretty soon he had our supper ready and laughing over it. It was the most delicious supper of all time. Up out of the orange glow of our fire, you could see the immense systems of uncountable stars, either as individual blazers, or in low Venus droppers, or vast Milky Ways incommensurate with human understanding, all cold blue silver. But our food and our fire was pink and goodies. And true to what Jaffy has predicted, I had absolutely not a jot of appetite for alcohol. I'd forgotten all about it. The altitude was too high, the exercise too heavy, the air too brisk. The air itself was enough to get you drunk-ass drunk. It was a tremendous supper. Food is always better eaten in doleful little pinches off of the ends of chopsticks, no gobbling. The reasons why Darwin's law of survival applies best to China. If you don't know how to handle a chopstick and stick it in that family pot with the best of them, you'll starve. I ended up flipping it all with my forefinger anyhow. Supper done, Jaffy assiduously got to scraping the pots with a wire scraper and got me to bring water, which I did, dripping a leftover can from other campers into the fire, pool of stars. And I came back with a snowball to boot, and Jaffy washed the dishes in pre-boiled water. Usually I don't wash my dishes, I just wrap them up in a blue bandana because it doesn't really matter. Though they don't appreciate this bit of wisdom in the horse-soaked building there on Martison Avenue, what you call it, that English firm, Uber and Uber, what all damn hell, and upside down, boy, I'll be as tight as a Dick's hat band if I don't feel like taking on my star map and seeing what the lay of the pack is tonight. The hounds of pack up there, more uncountable than all your favorite Surganami sutries, boy. So he whips out his star map and turns it around a little and adjusts and looks and says, it's exactly 8:48 p.m. How do you know? Sirius wouldn't be where Sirius is if it wasn't 8:48 p.m. You know what I like about you, Ray? You woke me up to the true language of this country, which is the language of the working men, railroad men, loggers. Did you ever hear them guys talk? Sure did. I had a guy, an oil rig driver, truck, picked me up in Houston, Texas one night, around about midnight, after some little guy who owned some motel courts, called all sorts of things, and rather appropriately, my dear, dandy courts. Had left me off and said that if you can't get a ride home, come on and sleep on my floor. So waiting about an hour in the empty road, here comes this rig. It's driven by a Cherokee, and all he says was his name was Johnson or Allie Reynolds or some damn thing, and he talked startling in with a speech about, well, boy, I left my mammy's cabin before you knew the smell of the river, and I came west to drive myself mad in the East Texas oil field, and all the rhythmic kind of talk, every little bang of rhythm, and the truck had her own roaring down the road about 70 miles an hour with momentum. Only when his story got rolling with him, magnificent. That's what I call poetry. That's what I mean. You ought to hear old Bernie Byers talk up at Saga County. Ray, you just gotta go up there. Okay, I will. Jaffy, kneeling there, studying his star map, leaning forward slightly, peek up through the overhanging gnarled old rock country trees with his goatee and all, looked with with all that mighty gaw-faced rock behind him, just like, well, exactly like the vision I had of the old Zen masters of China out of the wilderness. He was leaning forward on his knees, upward looking, as with the Holy Sutra in his hands. Pretty soon he was in the snowbank and brought back the chocolate pudding, which was now ice cold and absolutely delicious beyond words. We ate it all up. Maybe we ought to leave some for Morley. Won't keep. It'll melt in the morning sun. As the fire stopped roaring, just got to be red coals, but big ones 6 feet long. The next night interposed with its icy crystals, feel one more and more, but with the smell of smoking logs, it was a delicious chocolate pudding. For a while I went on a little walk by myself, out by the shallow iced creek, and sat meditating against a stump of dirt, and the huge mountain walls on both sides of our valley were silent masses. Too cold to do this more than a minute. As I came back to our orange fire, casting its glow on the big rock, and Jaffe kneeling and peering up at the sky, and all but 10,000 feet above the gnashing world, was a picture of peace and good sense. There was another aspect of Jaffe that amazed me. His tremendous and tender sense of charity. He's always giving things, always practicing what the Buddhists call paramita of dana, the perfection of charity. Now when I came back and sat down by the fire, he said, "Well, Smith, it's about time you owned a set of juju beads. You can have these." And he handed me the brown wood beads run together over a strong string, with the string black and shiny, coming out of the large bead at the end in a pretty loop. "Oh, you can't give me something like this. These things come from Japan, don't they?" "I got another set of ones, black ones." "Smith, that prayer you gave me tonight is worth that set of juju beads. But you can have it anyway." A few minutes later, he cleaned out the rest of the chocolate pudding, made sure I got the most of it. Then when he laid boughs of the rock of our clearing and the poncho over that, he made sure his sleeping bag was farther away from the fire than mine, so I was sure to be warm. He was always practicing charity. In fact, he taught me, and a week later I was giving him nice new undershirts I discovered in the Goodwill store. He'd turn right around and make a gift of a plastic container to keep food in. For a joke, I'd give him a gift, a huge flower from Alvis' yard. And solemnly, the next day, later, he'd bring me a little bouquet of flowers picked in the streets of Berkeley. "And you can keep the sneakers too," he'd say. "I've got another pair, older than those, but just as good." "I can't be taking all your things." "Smith, you don't realize it's a privilege to practice giving presents to others." The way he did it was charming. There's nothing glittery or Christmassy about it, but almost sad, and sometimes the gifts were old, beat-up things, but they had the charm of usefulness, the sadness of its giving. We rolled into our sleeping bags. It was freezing cold now, about 11 o'clock, and talked a while more before one of us just didn't answer from the pillow, and pretty soon we were asleep. While he snored, I woke up and just lay flat back with my eyes to the stars and thanked God to come on this mountain climb. My legs felt better. My whole body felt strong. The crack of the dying logs was like Jaffe making little comments on my happiness. I looked at him. His head was buried way under his duck-down bag. His little huddled form was the only thing I could see for miles of darkness that was so packed and concentrated with eager desire to be good. I thought, what a strange thing is man. Like in the Bible it says, "Who knoweth the spirit of man that looketh upward?" This poor kid, 10 younger than I am, is making me look a fool, forgetting all the ideals and joys I knew before in my recent years of drinking and disappointment. What does he care if he hasn't got any money? He doesn't need any money, and all he needs is a rucksack with all these little plastic bags of dried food and a good pair of shoes. And off he goes and enjoys the privileges of a millionaire in surroundings like this. And what gouty millionaire could end up on this rock anyhow? It took us all day to climb. I promised myself that I would begin a new life all over the West. In the mountains in the east and the desert, I'll tramp with a rucksack and make it the pure way. Went to sleep after burying my nose on her sleeping bag and woke up around dawn shivering. The ground cold had seeped through the poncho and through the bag, and my ribs were up against the damper cold bed. My breath was coming out in steam, so I rolled over to my other ribs and slept more. My dreams were pure cold dreams like ice water, happy dreams, no nightmares. And when I woke up again, the sunlight was a pristine orange, pouring through the crags to the east, down through our fragrant pine boughs. I felt like I did when I was a boy, and it was time to get up and go play all day Saturday in overalls. And Geoff was already up, singing, blowing his hands at a small fire, and white frost was on the ground. He brushed out a little bit ways and yelled out, "Yodelay!" And by God, we heard it come right back at us from Morley, closer than we thought before. It's on its way down. Wake up, Smith, and have a cup of tea. He'd do you good. I gotta fish my sneakers out of the sleeping bag where they'd been kept warm all night and put them on, and they'd been put on my beret and jumped up and ran a few blocks in the grass. Shelter Creek was iced over, except in the middle, real gurgles rolled like a tinkly. I fell down on my belly and took a deep drink, wetting my face. There's no feeling in the world like washing your face in cold mountain water on a mountain morning. And I went back, and Jaffe was heating up the remains of last night's supper, and it was still good. We went out on the edge of the cliff and hooed at Morley, and suddenly we could see him, a tiny little inanimate being in the immense void. That little dot down there is our witty friend Morley, said Jaffe in his funny, resounding voice of a lumberjack. About 2 hours, Morley was then walking distance of us and started right in, talking as he negotiated the final boulders and where we were sitting in the now warm sun on a rock, waiting. The Ladies' Aid Society says I should come up and see if you boys should like to have blue ribbons pinned on your shirts. They say there's plenty of pink lemonade left, and Lord Mountbatten is getting mighty impatient. Do you think they'll investigate the source of that recent trouble in the Middies, or learn to appreciate coffee better? I think with a couple of literary gentlemen like you two, they should learn to mind their manners. And so on, for no reason at all, yakking. Happy blue morning sky over rocks with his slaking grand sweating from the long morning's work. Well, Morley, ready to climb Matterhorn? I'm ready just as soon as I can change these wet socks.